Okay, welcome everyone today to these Cosmic Starseed Academy Saturday groups and weekly gatherings. Today's date is the 22nd of March 2025 and the time is 7:28 here in Ireland. And Denis is going to begin with the prayer, and then Christy has some things to share, and then we'll just go with the flow. So, Denis, over to you.
All right. Hello, beautiful spirit beings. I will say some simple prayers here. The first is a prayer called the Law of One, and I will recite it and repeat it 2 more times. We are all one. When one is harmed, all are harmed. When one is helped, all are helped. Therefore, in the name of who I am, and I am one with all there is, I ask for the greatest good of all here concerned. I give thanks this is done, it is so. We are all one. When one is harmed, all are harmed. When one is helped, all are helped. Therefore, in the name of who I am, and I am one with all there is, I ask for the greatest good of all here concerned. I give thanks this is done, it is so. We are all one. When one is harmed, all are harmed. When one is helped, all are helped. Therefore, in the name of who I am, and I am one with all there is, I ask for the greatest good of all here concerned. I give thanks this is done. It is so. And I will share the I am mantra from Blossom Goodchild. And it is simply, I am the light. I am the love. I am the truth. I am. I am the light. I am the love. I am the truth. I am. I am the light. I am the love. I am the truth. I am. Thank you.
Thank you, Denis. That was lovely. I always appreciate those so much and really feel the energy. Just lovely. So, Christy has some things that he would like to share with us this evening. So over to you, Christy.
Thank you, Soma.
So let me just introduce, or Christy, would you like to introduce yourself to the group and for the audience as well?
Yeah, my name is Christy, and I live in Ireland. And yeah, I'm interested in this subject. So yeah, I leave it there until I get into detail, and I'll maybe answer some I'll answer some questions, but I might share on something that's happened, say over the last few years, which people might find interesting.
Thank you, Christy. Okay, Christy, so over to you.
Okay, thank you, Soma. I wasn't uh, I wasn't really prepared for this. Be quite honest. I came into the call with the intentions of meeting some of the group members and maybe sharing or engaging in a
Yeah.
topic of conversation. But
So, okay, hold on, Christy. So, what would you like? What would you like to do? Because we can do that another time if you just want to be part of the group.
um, yeah, well, um, yeah, I don't really mind. I'm just trying to figure out here what I'll discuss really. I'm not sure if you had an agenda or anyone in the group had something that they wanted to discuss really, and
I think,
that would have maybe involved us all. But
yeah, I think
um,
so. I think what maybe we could do is um do I'll do a meditation and a channeling, and then let's just go with the flow like we did yesterday and see what happens.
yeah, I don't mind. Yeah.
Okay. Okay, so let's begin with a meditation. Visualize a bubble of what thank you, a bubble of white golden light around you and get comfortable. Feet flat on the floor, back as straight as possibly can be. You can place your hands on your heart center. You can visualize a beam of white or golden or multicolored or shimmering light. A beam of light coming down hundreds of feet into your crown chakra or your head above you. And this light extends up and up and up and up. And the source is actually coming from a ship, a Pleiadian ship. It's coming down above your head into your body, going throughout the whole of your physical body, your physical vessel, including your blood, your bones, even your DNA. Down your legs, down your feet, deep into the core of the earth, helping you to connect and ground to earth. And you may get a sense of Jesus and Ashtar behind you, Mother Mary on your left, Mary Magdalene in front of you, Merlin on your right. You may get, thank you, you may get a sense of other beings like your spirit guides, Native Americans, spirit guide, your loved ones, animal spirit guides around you, or your son. JD will know. your loved ones in spirit, some that may have recently passed away, are with you now. When we say recent, we more or less mean within the last 5 or 10 years. And sometimes that can be very much closer or less than that. There will be many more discoveries. We've spoken of this most recently this year and last year a lot. When we said there would be new discoveries, we were not talking about small things. We were talking about revolutionary, important, significant, instrumental discoveries. And there are many more to come. The recent discoveries have just scratched the surface of what is to come. Many of you, such as the likes of you, and we include Soma within this, are awake, aware, and conscious, and aware of the true history of humanity, the true science that has been hidden and kept from you, the true archaeology, the true star maps, the true science, religion, education, astrology, mathematics. So many subjects that have been altered and inverted and changed and by the negative forces, the invaders of your planet. And not to mention the movies and the films of science fiction. The word fiction should be replaced with the word fact, because the negative agenda is only just releasing, or only releasing the movies or films as a way to expose some of the truth of what is really happening. You are leaping forward at such a velocity, a speed within this lifetime. Has huge importance this time now on Earth. Nothing has preceded it in terms of ascension, not in the way you are experiencing it now on Earth in human, physical, hybrid forms. As starseeds, as channelers, many labels you give yourselves. But this occurrence of your lifetime now, this evolutionary leap forward, is epic. It is off the scale. The velocity, the speed, the zoom of consciousness awakening on your planet has never happened before, not in the way it is happening now. And given your technology, it is like watching the speed of light or a lightning bolt. You're waking up in this lifetime, which is why so many of you as starseeds and many other labels are here now. You are here for this specific period in history. We would like to Dennis, do you want to jump in? We would like to invite you to ask questions now. Or we can perhaps would anyone like to ask anything?
Greetings, dear one. This is Christy on Earth.
Okay, over to you, Christy. You're on mute.
No.
Yes.
Thank you. Soma. They spoke about the animal kingdom and the tree collective and the elemental and the fae. Um, I'm having this experience in my meditations where this being is looking at me. And it comes in on the left hand side and goes out on the right. And I follow it in my meditation and I'm watching it and it's looking at me. It's been going on, I'd say about 10 years. And I was very comfortable when it was happening. I didn't feel any fear or I felt quite relaxed. And it's happening every time I relaxed. I just had to go into that alpha state and it would come in and just look at me. And it was two extraterrestrial eyes. And I remember bringing it to the attention of my dentist while I was in his chair. And he found it quite funny because he thought it was the anesthetic he was at to giving me. And I was explaining to him that there's somebody watching me and When I actually told him that, he gave me more anesthetic. He was playing it safe. So I didn't elaborate. I just says, okay, um, so this being kept coming back in, like, and still does up to today. And I asked Renturis Volantrius who this being was, and he said he has been waiting for you to ask that question. So when there's an energy around you, which I'm sure you sense and feel, they ask for your permission. They should ask for your permission. Depends on their background. So it's important that one is aware and give permission to these beings because they are looking at us and see us as beings that have come back to Earth to challenge what we've discussed and continue to discuss what's playing out in this reality. But anyway, Rentour has explained to me that the being's name was Bic, B-I-C, and he's from the Tree Collective, and he has come to Earth because they're concerned of the Tree Collective on Earth. They always have been around, but they're connecting with humans. And Bic came into my awareness and he allowed me to see him. Now he showed me his eyes, and when Renturis gave me the update that it was a tree being, I says, that's really interesting. And I didn't really I didn't really spend too much time really on that particular question. I moved on to something else. But Bic allows me to photograph him. And when I asked that question, he appeared in my garden that evening. And the only way I'll describe him to you is this might sound quite funny actually. He appears like I don't know if you've ever seen a Weetabix. It's a cereal that children and some adults will eat for their breakfast. He appears in that shape, and sometimes the shape may be different, but there's many beings in this being that show themselves in this energy. And when I was given the update by Renturis that it was a tree being, he then appeared, and he still continues to appear. And I have numerous photographs of Bic that has appeared to me here and appeared to me in other countries. I'm going to one particular place in the UK. I was at a spiritual awakening weekend, and these beings were appearing in the garden of this event, and Bic appeared like. So it's really interesting that we are able to be aware of how our energy is impacting all, not just on the planet, but off the planet. And so I asked this being come forward in a channeling session, and he did, and explained that he has been with me for a very long time. Was he meets me a lot of the time in the forest when I'm there. Sometimes I will feel him. I haven't experienced seeing this being, yes, with my 3D um, uh, 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 lens, but he allows me to photograph him, and he comes in a lot. Like he comes in mainly at night when it gets dark, and he will position himself quite close to me. And I don't see him through the camera. I don't see any of the beings that I photograph through the camera. I do believe at this stage that they're in control of that because I raised this last night in a call that I was in that my doubting mind struggled at times to accept and believe what was actually happening. So they gave me this idea. Okay, we're going to show you, we're going to have some fun with you. Get yourself a camera and watch what happens. And it basically kicked off from there. Um, so so that's big. Um, I can share something else, but I prefer if the recording stopped on this piece, if that was okay.
Yeah, I can do that now.
Yeah.
Just give me a second. Okay, welcome back, everyone. We just took a short break there. We'd like to speak about assistance that you have from some of the galactics that you were just talking about, and also DNA. As many of you know, we love speaking through so many of you. We could speak for hours. Soma in particularly loves the energy that she needs to step into in order to channel that in-between state, an altered mind state. You have such huge assistance by so many different species, breeds, like beings. You are galactic beings. The ascension this time is slightly different to previous ones. Slightly. We said just now when we were speaking that your ascension process this time is off the scale. In terms of the speed, thank you, at which the speed at which it is occurring within a singular lifetime. You have such huge assistance because it is not limited to Earth. The ascension is not limited to Earth. It affects the whole, not just one aspect. It affects the whole. The whole universe is expanding and evolving into a new Earth, a new beginning, a new humanity, a new dawn, a new era, a new age of Aquarius. Everything is shifting from dark to light. The galactic war between enemies or species or warring tribes or negative and positive ET species. Is shifting and coming to closure. Contracts have ended.
This is an exciting time. It is a time of transformation in Earth, a time of a raising of consciousness, not a raising of consciousness so much as an enlightening. There is going to be a remarkable change and increase and lightening of consciousness. And presently, some of you might be aware there is a war.
Oh,
There is war on Earth. And some people are afraid of a war coming, or more war, or World War III. But war exists. It is taking place underneath the surface. There is war happening among the powers. There is economic war. There is cyber war. There is political war. There is financial war. There are militaries involved in covert ways. This is taking place, and it needs to take place. Do not be caught up in the despair, because this is a change. It expresses something of the condition of the collective, and it needs to play out. And from it, there will be healing, there will be learning, there will be wisdom, there will be change, and there will be a new earth. And what is so easy to do is for humans to get caught up in some of the horrors and terrors that are about us, whether it is in Ukraine or the Middle East, or in our cities, or in your neighbor's house. Horrors that you're aware of. And it is so easy to be filled with despair and fear, and to hold on to these horrors. And humans will hold on to these horrors and say, I am holding on to these horrors because I am loving and compassionate. Do you see the trap? Do you see it? Love and compassion have a high frequency, and grief and fear have a low frequency. So if you think you hold on to your grief and fear for love, you entrap yourself. We admit there is much ugliness, and we are telling you it will pass, and much of it must be this way to get to where you are going. I will give you an example, and you will have to forgive me for this example because I am speaking in a male body. But I'm going to give you the example of a midwife. When a woman is giving birth, it can be very painful, and she can make sounds and noises and screams to express her uncertainty, her pain, her trial. And if the husband is there, all of these communications and noises may cause him so much distress and uncertainty and uncomfortableness. But then in the same situation, if you have an experienced midwife, all these cries, all these loud noises of pain and discomfort, the midwife, because of her wisdom, because of her understanding, because of her intuition, because of her experience, she is not distressed by these. She understands the process. And I'm not taking the example of something with complications, but she trusts that this discomfort and trial is part of the process, and she has the intuition to know the mother, the woman, will come through it. And so often she is right. So this message is to acknowledge there is much upheaval, there is much that is causing pain, there is much that is shocking. And that's because there is a great change, there is a great birth. And the important message here, dear loved ones, dear souls, is to do not trap yourself in despair and fear. Have trust in your immortal, divine selves, in your I am presence. Have trust in the plan of Mother, Father, God. Have trust in your galactic families who accompany you and journey beside you in this transformation. What is happening here on earth is something that has never happened in the ages. Normally, an ascension process of a people, of a planet, involves consciousness. But what is happening here on earth is this evolution that is taking place, coming into this new yuga. The ascension that is taking place is not just of consciousness. It is not just of the etheric spiritual essence. It involves your bodies. It involves matter. So this is a process that is making the universe holy, endowed with the divine, into the matter. It is something new in universes. And you will get through this. You are doing well. Hold to your hearts. Be in love. And you will get to where you want to be and where you deserve to be. Bless you. That is our message.
That was beautiful. Okay.
Thank you, Denis, for that message.
There is about to be a influx, increase, a speed up of velocity of energy changes coming over the next 2, 3, 4 months. We've often spoken recently about the 6-month. But there is a shift coming, as well as the 6-month being important this year in 2025. There is a shift coming sooner than 2 or 3 months. It is brewing, it is building in energetically. It is an energy that is building and where things are happening, occurring, changing, shifting in a very short space of time. So over the next 2, 3 months, you will see great changes on your planet, predominantly in America, Russia, and Ukraine. Also, other countries, you will also see great changes within governments, and you will see, or rather, in certain countries such as the UK, things will be, be exposed. And Soma was actually speaking, or rather listening to some of this information today. She is sometimes uninterested in how the 3D plays out, but more interested always in what we have to say regarding matters on your planet in the future and from the past. There will be, thank you, and we'd like to add, there will be more discoveries in Egypt. More to the northwest of Egypt, we'd like to add. Perhaps even going into northwest of that, as you look at a map head on. Australia. We are very interested in the discoveries because when the discoveries are released, or rather the information of these discoveries that have always been known, but rather hidden in documents and locked away in rooms or cavities or libraries or museums, deep underground spaces beneath museums and the such like. When this information is released regarding different discoveries, it raises your consciousness of humanity as a whole, as a collective. So we are very interested in the discoveries being released. They are not new discoveries, but they will be new information released into the collective of humanity. It's not even new information or new discoveries. It is just being re-released into your collective humanity and being exposed, much like Wikipedia leaks. A re-emerging will occur at the same time of, thank you, of humanity, consciousness and expansion. Every time there is a new awareness, a new information, a new discovery. And it's not limited to a new discovery. Every time something is released into the public domain, whether it is political, to do with science or information or technology, or in numerous other subjects, there is always a expansion of consciousness within humanity. The ascension process is a process, cannot be done overnight or in one day, but it is being done within your lifetime, being a major part within the whole ascension process. This time, you have specifically been called forth from out of space where you resided into this physical form now, into these bodies. And we are particularly speaking to some of you in this group, and we would extend that out to starseeds, light workers, listening now and in the future. You are here en masse to create great change. And yet, some of you struggle to believe this internally, not just hear the words, but to understand that there is great change coming to your planet. And it has been building for some time, the momentum of that ball rolling down the hill, gathering speed and momentum and expansion and evolution. Everything about you is changing physically. You are hybrids, starseeds. You are not from Earth. You are different. Your DNA, your blood, your skin, your hair, your teeth, your energy, your vibration, your frequency, your sound, your color, your cells, your memories are different. So many of you have had memories as a child, as children, of past lives. You have seen energy. As children, you've seen auras and had abilities where you look in people's eyes and you can see what lays beyond the spoken word or the physical presentation of what people are saying and showing the world. You've seen what lies beneath. We were sharing earlier some downloads with Soma as she was going about her day. And we were talking about collectively humanity's abilities, but most especially the starseeds, as Soma sees the starseeds as being way showers or at the front line on horses. We often show her this image. You are the warriors. You are the change makers. And you have many different categories and titles, such as indigo children, rainbow children, crystal children, light workers, starseeds, warriors, healers, shamans. Your abilities will be the first to move forward, to increase, to evolve, to come out of the dark ages. Your telepathy is increasing. You are evolving, and this includes most especially your psychic abilities, what science would call woo-woo. And yet, when you really look into the true science, it is not woo-woo at all, but rather it is sold to you, to the general public, as being woo-woo, because this disempowers. When you make something a laughing stock, you disempower it. That is a program that has been set up by the negative alien energies that have been running your planet for far too long. Starseeds you will see in your daily lives and have seen in your daily lives. Your abilities are becoming stronger. Your energy is becoming stronger. Your healing abilities, your psychic abilities, your awareness, your mediumship, your healing, your sight, your psychic insight, your clairvoyance, your clairaudience, your mediumship, all the psychic or esoteric abilities or the healing abilities is all of aspects of consciousness within you that live within you. All these are evolving. You will see great things on your planet. You will do great things on your planet. You will achieve great things on your planet. And starseeds, you are rising up like never before, becoming louder, becoming stronger, becoming more vibrant, with our energy running through your bodies, assisting humanity. It is not just our, thank you, it is not just our energy that is running through your bodies, but there are our sisters and our brothers such as Sirius and Lyra, Lyrians, however you pronounce it. This is a major upgrade that is coming. Telekinesis, telepathy, healing. There are numerous abilities that we could name. You are not from Earth. You are so much more powerful than you've ever been led to believe. Your abilities are off the scale as starseeds, and this is evolving, becoming stronger. Self-realization is a powerful force that will help you to create a new Earth and move mountains and rediscover what lays beneath our beautiful Egypt. Wake up. Wake up. Wake up, humanity. You are becoming crystalline human beings. You are becoming us. We are you. We are you from the future. Don't you see that time is an illusion? And technology exists to do with timelines, to do with time, past, present, and future. Advanced technology. We will pause there and refreshments, coffee, water. We will take a break.
That last.
But please do ask that question again, Amare.
Okay, so in the last few months, I've been seeing a lot of angel numbers, like sequence numbers, 22233s, 444, definitely like almost every other day or every since the beginning of the new year, and maybe could be, and actually starting in the fall, but it's ramped up more, like, and so that's where the Pleiadian star cluster is, 444 light years. But I'm seeing all these other numbers. And the other day, I had to register my son, and I had to go in room 111. Then I kept saying two. I pick up my phone, it's 222. I pick up my phone, it's 333. Like, and then just quite a bit of coincidental things have been happening since I got my son back. But with these numbers, like, it's something's going up. I'm like, okay, I have to follow this. And the other question is, how do you know you have hybrid children like that are out there? And that's what I asked. Thanks so much.
Well, on the numbers, it is interesting that you see those, not so surprising, because creation or reality is a creation. It is created by an intentional, loving source. So creation is something which is intentional and planned, and it has in it symmetry, geometry, perfection. And so it is, when we see these numbers coming up, what we're seeing is we're just seeing some reflection of some of the symmetry and perfection that exists all around us. That might be a very simple answer, but I think, and then some of those different combinations have different meanings. And so one can look that up and engage with it and see what messages are being presented you from the universe. But it is not haphazard, ad hoc, accidental in its truest nature. It is patterned, designed, intentioned, and it is done with a perfection which we sometimes understand, in geometry and in scales and such. So those patterns get reflected all around us.
Can I ask you a couple of questions? This is regarding Egypt. It looks like those columns that they discovered underneath the pyramids there in that complex. It looks like they're like wrapped around with almost some kind of coil. It almost look like they look like giant electroculture rods sunken into the earth. And I was
Perhaps
wondering if our
more.
maybe our friends are aware of our buddy Trevor Grassi, who's there on site in the Giza Plateau. I believe he might be on the forefront of some of this exploration.
We would say divine timing is evidently at play. Precision, divine timing, perfection, synchronicity, exposure, disclosure now, which we say with great humor because it has such relevance to you. Now is the time of epicness. Disclosure, releasement, not just within the UFO field, but all fields, all subjects, all aspects. An increase in energy, awareness, frequency, vibration, consciousness, an expansion now in this lifetime. Everything is relevant. Everything is interconnected, interlocked, interwoven, interbred. We've often shown an example of an image that we've shared with you through this one of a beautiful image of the universe with a clock works over that image where everything is connected.
Mm-hmm.
There is no thing, there is nothing that is not connected.
Mm-hmm.
And all are aspects of source. There is nothing outside of source. There is nothing outside of you that is not source, that is not you, including negative ET energies or reptilian energies, negative agenda. All is one at the highest level. It is all you. It is all the same energy at the highest level. You are creating your own ascension. And a great spark or a great ignition of that is the negative agenda, who are igniting you and sparking you to achieve ascension and a greatness within humanity. Give recognition to those negative energies for assisting in your evolution. Your ascension process cannot be done, could not be done without those negative agendas at play. So they do have unintentionally are partaking in something very positive, although unintentionally.
We will add to that. Soma speaks about the reptilian energies in all our systems that must be dismantled. We don't argue with it. I hear myself say we, which kind of indicates to me it's a bit of a channeled message. But
It is most
aside,
definitely.
we don't argue with that, but we think there is a simpler way of putting it, and it is fine. There is a simpler way of putting it, and it is to call it human energies, disharmonious human energies. Because, yes, there have been influences of negative beings and races with our DNA in the past, but we are all God beings, and we don't have to get into a game of calling ourselves victim and being powerless and we can't do anything and it's everyone else's fault. So let's call these human energies. And there are so much of the human that is human way of life, human systems that are not okay. And they must change. What am I talking about? Well, poverty. Poverty is an example. Poverty should not exist. It's not unfortunate. It is abhorrent. It should not exist. There are resources on the planet to deal with it. Ideally, it can be argued maybe there should be less people, maybe there should be more people, but the people that are there, there is no need for poverty. So that needs to change. There should be no slavery. Slavery continues. Slavery exists on Earth. Some people do not know this. There is hurt being carried out to children. There are things that must change. And this comes back to this war message. We don't want war. Change must come. And now it is happening. It is coming. And war is occurring. And it must occur. And we pray and we trust that it will take humanity where it needs to go to.
It is from Soma knows this well. We would like to add to that it is from your darkest trauma that will devastate you. Many of you know this. Those dark depths of despair, which does include trauma. The cracks are where the light gets in.
Humanity is an exciting place. We tell you there is a portal, there is a doorway to open up to a new earth where there is prosperity, where there is peace, where there is fairness, where there is expression of trust and solidarity and compassion. But there is an option, and there is a choice. And in the past, on this planet and on other planets, you, dear ones, have made a wrong choice. So here we are again. And we trust you will make the right choice. And if the right choice isn't made, then whoops, we will struggle through some more learning and more strife, maybe on this planet, maybe on another planet. And we pray for your sake. We pray for our sake, that you will have the victory that we want, that you deserve. It is so much within your grasp. You have the hearts and the compassion to be able to receive and create a wonderful future. Where you are is the stories that have been told in your Bible. There was Noah who lived in a world with faithless people, and they did not awake to their responsibility, to the love that is within them. And they were faithless, and they did not live the lives that their souls were purposed to do. They, how you politely call it on your planet, they fucked up. And so a flood came and wiped them out. Or there is the story in the Bible of this man, Lot, and he lived in the city of Nineveh, I think. And God warned him. He said, those people, they're fucking up. They ain't got it right. They're not living their sole purpose. This experiment of living and loving and learning has gone off the rails. It's not okay. It's leading to self-destruction. That's what happened. So here we are. The year is 2025. Isn't that the year? Yes. And we are at this moment. And if we do not progress, if we do not expand in consciousness, if we do not love more, if we do not forgive more, then we will stay where we are. And when we stay where we are, it will not continue as it has been. It will implode. Because the time has come. We move on, or this game ends. It gets dark and painful. And we do not say this to scare you, because you have been in the dark and the pain for a long time. You have been it in this lifetime, in these bodies on this planet. You have been it in other spaces and other realms. So you have come here so people can be in the light. You have come here so people can have victory, they can have joy, they can have fulfillment, they can untangle the confusion and the hurt and the pain. That's why you are here. And you do not have to wait for some magic god or politician or celebrity to fix things. You are the fixer. And yes, you can do things. You can do things that are helpful and that bring about change. And if you do, wonderful. But what we want to encourage you most, it is your being. It is how you be here that makes the difference. It's not so much the having or the doing, and these can be wonderful. It is your being. So we remind you how you be is what is important. And so we want you to be in hope, be in love, be in compassion, be in forgiveness, because the world needs these to untangle the mess. And your being, your presence, your breath is making a difference. So we encourage you to continue being your loving hearts and selves. And when you do this, then you are prompted into more power and more action. But it is your beingnesses. So we honor your being and your beingness. We honor it. And we invite you to take time to honor your own beingnesses. And people say, love yourselves. The truth of it is difficult for many people to love themselves because they are burdened with trauma and guilt and some painful experiences. So begin with accepting yourself or tolerating yourself. Begin where you can begin.
Begin where you are.
So, this loving game isn't so easy. It takes practice. It takes growth. This is what life is. You learn this, and this is what lifetimes is. So don't be hard on yourselves. And when you can do this, then all that love can leads to shining. It shines around you and it makes a difference. And you are making that difference. And we thank you for making that difference. So rather than us having some message of make more difference, do more to make a difference, all is fine with that. But our message is to you, thank you. Thank you for making a difference. And we want you to recognize that you are making a difference. Give yourself a pat on the back because we do more than that.
Give yourself a break.
So, thank you.
Honor yourself.
Thank you all that listen to this message. You are making a difference. You are making the difference that is bringing about this change.
Learn to love yourselves more. Expand on that. Go deeper within. Love yourselves.
And we will say, finally, how a simple way of connecting to the mystery, to the wonderfulness, to the light, to the divine that is within you is pause. We invite you to pause. Take pauses in your day. And in that pause, take some conscientious breaths. Breaths that you are
deeply
aware of. You have attention on your breath. And you have the intention with your breath to breathe deeply and calmly and be aware of the stillness, of the presence within you that is your own being, your own of divine presence. And with those breaths, perhaps in the pause, take 3 deep breaths, breathe in, hold that breath and release it. Touch your heart space And in that simple action, one connects with your light and your power, and you do not have to. It does not require belief. It is a practice we invite you to do. The realms have changed. The wise ones used to say that you had to sit on a mountain and you had to meditate for 8 hours a day. And that was a wonderful practice. And there was a time that was needed. And now we are in a different time. The space between the realms, between galactics, between the divine and us is so thin. So when we take those pauses, take those conscientious breaths, touch the heart space just to put some attention to it, connect with that stillness, there is then a meeting, there is an activation, there is a connection between the all that is, which is within you, and your life and reality and living. And you will empower yourself every time. And that empowerment will increase as you have the practice of pausing, taking conscious breaths, and connecting. You are doing it, dear ones. You are doing it, and we thank you.
Let us expand on that a little. And do it now. Let us do a meditation. Whether it's through Soma or Denis Mulcahy. Whichever. As long as we get the message across, does not really there's no importance there. However, your missions are your missions. Your missions are your missions. Do you want me to do?
You.
Oh, I was hoping you'd say you.
All right.
You want it?
No.
Oh. Breathe in, love. Just breathe. Elixir of life, of light. Just breathe. In through your nose, down to your belly, and hold it for as long as you feel comfortable in holding your breath in your stomach. And then when you are ready, breathe out through your mouth, gently or deeply. You choose. You choose. And do this 2 or 3 more times. And if you wish, you can make a sound. Or you can be silent and more gentle with your breath. In through the nose, down to the belly, and hold it. And then breathe out through your mouth. Again. Again. There is such beauty in humanity. Human E.T. Humor. Human E.T. Humanity. Such a great play has been played on your English, on all languages. For some of you, it is very obvious. Some of you do not connect the dots, do not see the ridiculousness or ridicule us in your words. We are here now. Can you hear us? We say that with much humor. That we are here now. Can you hear us? Your language is so important. It carries consciousness itself. Divine source was born of sound, of frequency, of vibration, and a mixture of all those things. A humming began. That created the divine or God or source or creator, whatever name you choose to give it or him or her or sound is evolution. That is what Edgar Cayce understood when he said the healing of the future will be sound. Sound is creator, creation itself. We have time for one or two questions. And then we would like to pause there.
You mentioned the coming months, especially the 6 month of June. And then also, I don't know if you got to speak to it, but we just passed March 21st, and a lot of people have been recently saying that this date we just passed yesterday is also significant, relating to maybe the yugas or a changing from the dark to the light.
We would like to speak through this one.
Tapping my leg. I'm not looking for a channeled message on this, but this is
Okay.
It's happening now. It's happening now. This is the swivel point, and I'm trusting that we get to the collective, to true ascension, and with that increased, with that expansion, with that growth in consciousness, we get to correct what needs to be corrected, and we can improve our environment and our reality. And so here we are. And if we don't, damn it, we get the consequences of our failure, because this is us. We don't have to wait for anyone. We are one with all, and it's not trying to bury people in any guilt, but we have a part in the wrongnesses that surround us. So we have to forgive ourselves for that. See, if we were just humans, well, then we're not responsible. Hey, I've only, I'm 56, 57, I get confused, and I've only been around for a few decades. I didn't cause this mess over here, but it's not the truth. We are immortal, and we have been here many times, and we have contributed to the system, to good or bad, and here we are. We've come here because we chose to be here, and we chose to be here because we have a responsibility here. It's up to us. So I think this time we do it. And we have our, everyone is looking in on us. The Arcturians, the Pleiadians, the Andromedans, the Syrians, the Lyrans, they can't do it for us. And yes, we have assistance there, and we have assistance from Mother, Father, God, but this is on us. And it's not a mystery. It is for us to be, people say high frequency, fifth dimension. Fine. It's all fine, but simply it is for us to be in integrity, for us to be true to ourselves, for us to be loving, for us to be responsible, to be that today and to be that tomorrow. And that is our role and mission.
We would like to add to that the current event you are speaking about is a galactic time dial or switch, or where you are stepping up a gear or 2 or 3 or 4 or 5 or 6 or 7. You are being zapped, or the dial is shifting. There has always been and will always be shifts of resets, positive resets, and specific dates, specific times, specific moments, specific shifts where again and again and again and again and again, there are cycles of time from the very beginning of the universe, when God created itself through sound and a humming began, which is consciousness itself. There is a repetitiveness to this process. God's source has existed before, in the past, present, and future. It is an endless repetitive cycle of creation, life, birth, and death at the greatest, grandest level of God's source, of creator, of the divine, of the great I amness, which you are. Aspects of this great soup of the divine. And there are time periods, there are dates, there are calendar notifications, not just with the one that you are asking about, but past, present, and future. Repetitive cycles of equinoxes, of stars aligning, and 25 or 26,000 year periods. There are great resets. There are thank you. I'm not going to say that, but thank you.
Yes, so this now is so momentous in the history of Earth. And has there been a period as significant in the past? Maybe some. Maybe there's the colonization of Earth by star beings to create Lemuria and Atlantis. That has a significance. There's the significance of the destruction of those very advanced civilizations. Very significant on our own Akashic records. And yet, those events are not as significant as the time we are in now, because there is the opportunity in the divine clock for something new and greater to come about than has ever existed on this planet, and indeed something that has not existed anywhere. There's something truly, truly, truly remarkable in the history of creation, not just the history of this planet, which is happening now.
Thank you for answering that. It's in line.
Should we pause that?
Yeah. I'm going to sign off myself. I'm feeling a little, I'm going to take a nap with the dogs here, but thank you for the peaceful energy transmission, and all my best to our Pleiadian friends. And, so thank you, everyone.
Good idea. We will conclude for this evening.
Thank you. Thank you all.
Do you want to say anything else, Tom?
No.